Oh, God.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. The green light will come on. Yeah.
did that work?
Yeah. Yeah. The green light will come on. Yeah.
Did that work?
Yeah. Yeah. The green light will come on. Yeah. Okay, so we don't get mixed up with that video playing back in our ear. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. We are on early just to make sure that our stream is working, and it is. And so the podcast actually starts at 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we'll be glad to talk to you, any of you guys on the chat line. You got any questions? Anything that you see going on out there? And Geezer, tomorrow we're going to try and do an interview with a guy on the scene in Sturgis. And his name is Dylan Hunter. Yeah.
Dylan Hunter.
Yeah, he offered to come on and do a live interview from Sturgis, and so we're going to work that out and make that happen. So it should be interesting when we put all that together tomorrow. So be looking for it. We'll record it, and everybody will be able to see. Geezer, let's say hi to some people on the chat line. That would be Matters Workshop. Good evening. How are you doing? And let me see, Jimmy Rogers, yeah. What is that one? Mueller riding fool.
Mule riding fool.
There you go, mule riding fool. And so, wow. Frankie Gonzalez, good evening, how are you doing? And Geezer, let me see here. I haven't seen. Look who we got coming in. And why isn't he coming? Hello, OG. How you doing?
Doing good.
There you go. We're actually on early, OG. We had to check out the video stream. When I did it,
I was going to say, aren't we supposed to be 8 o'clock?
yeah, it's 8 o'clock. We've got to kill time until then because people are going to tune in at 8 o'clock. So, so that's what we're doing. We're saying hi to people on the chat line. And so, Mueller riding fool rides a mule. Yeah.
Oh, so we're live now.
Yeah, we are live. You know, we just thought we'd come on and start chatting with the people on the chat line. And I told them, I said, hey, everybody, we're on early to check out the stream key. OG, the other night, the stream key changed on me when I was doing one of the drinking and thinking episodes. It changed on me. I don't know how I did it. It just did. So now I wanted to make sure that that didn't happen again. And of course, it tried to happen. It did try to happen, and I caught it and corrected it. So that's something I'm going to have to watch for going forward. And you know, I'm still learning the system, so that's part of the problem. But hey, don't you guys just hate it? Hate it when you buy a program that you think has got all the bells and the whistles and all the crap you'll need, and then you find out it doesn't. And then you find out to make it do what you want it to do, you got to upgrade. And
but that's the ultimate trap on all of them.
Yeah, yeah. So watch it when you buy a system, and then you find out it's not completely what you thought it was going to be without upgrading to like the Pro. You know, everything's the Pro and not just good enough. But OG, I do, well, I probably should save that for 8 o'clock, but no, I won't. No, I won't. I've got my Corona, guys. I didn't have another one, so Geezer's got a Bud Light. But you tell you what, I don't have a problem with that, guys. I don't have a problem with it. Because over here at the Cowboy Stadium, what do they, you know, those Marxist supporters, what do they serve? Miller Lite. Or Miller.
Oh, I'm going to have to quit drinking Miller then.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have shunned any of the products that they promote. Any of them. And you guys, and as you found out, college football is canceling left and right. Canceling, going to hell. Anything you enjoy in life. And right now, I don't enjoy football because all the guys out there taking a knee and acting stupid and trying to force something onto us. Disrespecting veterans, disrespecting the flag, disrespecting the national anthem, disrespecting everybody that has any common sense at all. At all.
Not much of that going around.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I'm the nurse here at the Green Dragon Studio. I'm the chief cook, bottle washer, and nurse. So, OG, I'm sorry, Geezer, I forgot to take your temperature when you came into the building.
He could be exposing you.
Oh, hell. Geezer, your room temperature.
Something's wrong.
And it's 68 degrees in here, OG. Oh, I don't know what that says. Don't know what it says, you guys.
Means I'm one cool cat.
That's what it means. That's what it means. Okay, it is 7:54. We are 6 minutes away from the podcast start. Can we hold out for 6 minutes? As I have another swig, you guys think about it. Or say something if you want.
Oh, I'm enjoying my Ruby Grapefruit White Claw.
You care to explain that one?
Well, I'm calling you from McKinney.
Yeah, that figures.
I can't be drinking regular beer.
That's true. That's true.
Especially from this neighborhood.
Yeah, especially from the gated neighborhood in the mansion. Yeah. Next door to the Attorney General, is that right?
Well, he's up the hill.
Wow. Might as well be neighbors.
But yes, it would be the neighborhood he lives in.
Didn't y'all have a riot there not long ago outside the gate?
Well, we were put on notice that an Antifa group or a group of malcontents, I don't know which, were supposedly gathering and prepared to march on the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now that was the intelligence, so I made ready, and I could have well ended it. Well, no, not living in Texas, I wouldn't have ended up like that poor guy in Missouri. But I was ready.
Yeah.
My niece texted me, told me we needed to prepare, and by God, I prepared.
There you go. There you go.
And I was disappointed.
You probably broke out the ammo box and got into the pill box, right?
Oh, hell, I had 3 or 4 items laying around. And, in strategic positions. But, as they say in Texas, it's probably one of the few places on the planet where people are willing to climb 30 feet up in a tree and sit for hours just waiting to kill something.
There you go. There you go. Hey, OG, we also had a friend. He lived out there at the Four Seasons out there, where the golf club's at, the country club. And his house was on the fairways. And, we were reminiscing and thinking about, rioters coming down the fairways and stuff, and how we could pick them off one at a time. Or in a group coming down through the fairways. But now he lives out in East Texas. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. You guys on the chat line now, if you go to cussing, it blanks it out. It hides it. So, just know that. Know that. Good evening, Ghost Eagle. Oilfield Trash. Hey, it's been a while since I think we've seen him. Yep. Wow. We haven't seen Brain Damage yet. Maybe he'll come around here about 8 o'clock. We're 2 minutes out, guys. We're 2 minutes out. You know what we're going to talk about tonight, OG? You don't have to give it away. You know what we're going to talk about, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And OG, I told Geezer, hey, come on over here to the studio. You can be a prop. You don't really have to say anything. After all, he is our national SA. He needs to be here, right? I guess that was the question. Oilfield Trash says he's been working, man.
He can't.
Good guys, keep the fossil fuels flowing. Oh yeah.
Isn't Geezer about to go back to work, or is that still questionable?
I don't know what's happening, Geezer.
No, I haven't heard a thing.
They're keeping it secret, man. They're keeping it secret. But we got some news about that too that we'll be talking about later on. what these teachers are worried about. But at first, we're going to start talking with biker stuff.
Well, I was
We're a minute out.
Well, I was looking through all the news today. There was an article. They post a section in there where you can check on the progress of each state relative to COVID,
Uh-huh.
and it would appear that Texas is still slightly a positive number daily.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 states that are actually gaining, which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
All the rest of the states are negative. They're starting to go down in their count. But Texas is still climbing the hill.
Well, that's because we're open. We're doing business.
That's right.
And people are enjoying themselves, just saying, everybody. And it is 8 o'clock, OG. Are you guys ready? You ready, Geezer?
Wind it up.
You're ready on the chat line. Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio, number 411, and Corona Hour number 20. Number 20. Can anybody believe we've been doing this 20 weeks? But we've got our Corona beer. Everybody else has got their favorite drink. Geezer's got a drink that I gave him. Just he didn't have any choice. But let's start out talking about. OG, let me bring this up. Only because Joe Biden, because it's relative to what we're going to be talking about here first. Joe Biden has decided to choose Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris.
Surprise.
Yeah, as his running mate. And you guys if you look at this picture right here, he said he was going to pick a woman, and then it turned out to be a black woman. Well, wait a minute. Look at the picture up here right now. Does that look like a black woman? Do you, Geezer?
High yeller.
OG, can you see that?
Oh yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah.
Lots of straightener.
But I mean, she's like Michael Jackson. She's getting wider and wider as she goes along here, as she has one plastic surgery after the other. And the last time she made a public appearance, everybody was saying, "What happened to her face?" So we'll see going forward, this black woman and OG, how this relates to what I'm going to start out with first is because she's a former prosecutor. A former prosecutor. Matter of fact is she was real big on the 3 strikes and you're out. Real big on that. She's one of the reasons our prisons are full today of people that may have had a chance at straightening themselves out. And maybe just minor crimes. Wasn't murder, wasn't anything else. May have been just over joints. That she now says she smoked. But let me get to this, OG. Let me get to this. We have biker friends, and even bikers that we don't even know, that are facing prosecution today. And one of them we know in particular because we know it's been going on since November of 2018. A 24-year Army veteran. 24-year Army veteran, who's got 2 Bronze Star, a Purple Heart, other meritorious awards, an honorable discharge, and man, let me tell you, he has gold stripes on his uniform. Yet he's facing criminal carry charges for legally carrying in the state of Texas. And why? Why? Because of what he was wearing and because he's a member of a motorcycle club. But OG, let me say this. I mean, when we look out there, we see anarchists rioting, looting, doing all sorts of stuff, only to be in many cases arrested, thrown into jail, and then released without bail. And they're probably never going to suffer any consequences at all because of these same prosecutors. Now, I wouldn't give you a dime in hell for any prosecutor out there, not one, because all they're concerned with and all they've ever been concerned with is convictions. They're not concerned that you may be innocent. They're not concerned of anything like that. Nothing at all. And now that I know we've got a prosecutor that's more than likely, oh gee, get this, that's more than likely going to be your next president if they were to be elected. Let me tell you, they talk about all the lies and stuff she's told. That's all prosecutors do. And we have Patrick. 2 years now this is going on. He's waiting. The first trial ended up in a mistrial because the judge didn't have any balls. And now he's facing a second trial. A second trial. Because the law is not clear. But let me tell you one thing that is clear. In Texas law, you have a right to carry a weapon in your vehicle when you're traveling. Period. That is Texas law. And the reason...
Vehicle is considered the same as your home.
Exactly. Exactly, OG. And let me say this. How you end up in a damn gang database is who all knows how you end up in it. Because it's hell to find out. They operate under a veil of secrecy. But the thing about it is what's going on here, and we see what's going on out there, you don't know if this, and this was said today, you don't know if it's incompetence or malicious intent by the prosecutors. Or whoever that might be that's running this bandwagon. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't give you, like I said, the time of day for any prosecutor out there, no matter who they are. I don't think any of them are worth a damn. Because they need to prove themselves. And the one thing about it, we look across this nation, they haven't done that at all.
Well,
go ahead.
We do have one. It was the one guy that stuck to his word and did the right thing in Waco.
That's true. That's true. He did keep his word. He ended it.
Now, he told us he wasn't going to do anything special, but he would make sure he investigated all of the pending cases, and he would do the right thing once they came to a conclusion.
Uh-huh.
And by golly, that's what he did.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and that was a good thing, everybody. It was a good thing. That is the one, the only one I can think of right now. There may be a couple of others out there, and that would probably be the prosecutor down there in Corpus Christi, who happens to be a biker, by the way. And we do hope and pray he gets reelected there. because we know he is up for re-election. You guys give him, in that area, give him all the support you can give him.
You can get him elected. You just got to go out and vote. All the bikers have to show up to vote.
That's true. That's true. But you guys, this is what we see happening in Texas, and I know it's happening across the country too. After all we have to do is look what's happened over the last 3 years in Washington, D.C. Where is the honesty within our courts, within our judicial system? There is none. There is none. Whether you're in a Podunk County like my own county, Texas, McLennan, Texas, Tarrant County, Dallas County, the list runs on and on. And you know, no matter what's going on out there, with all these riots and everything else, it's our job to keep plugging away at it. And we're going to do that. You know, it's now getting closer and closer to the next legislative session. It's time we all start banding together. It's time we all start banding together in order to get something done. And not, oh gee, I'd like to say not only for ourselves, but for the country, the state, the country as well. Because, like I said, people like Kamala Harris are the reasons, one of the reasons our prisons are full to the brim with the 3 strikes and you're outlaw. Even if you on the 3rd strike, you may have stolen a pack of cigarettes. Just saying, guys. Just saying. But you know, OG, that gang database that they use, that they're using to prosecute these bikers with. You know, the gang database. Remember the interview that was done at Channel 6? Where the DPS had said to the people at Channel 6, if law enforcement performs a wanted persons check and the person being searched has been entered into the Texas gang database, the return will indicate that the person is a possible gang member. Not that they are, that they're a possible gang member. Now, they end up in this gang database without any due process at all. Without any due process at all. There is no message that states the person is registered and confirmed as a gang member. And that was from the Texas Department of Public Safety, an email that was sent to the reporter. Let me tell you, that's incredible, OG, that they're using this gang database to prosecute people with. It's incredible what we see going on, and you guys, you need to know about this. You need to know how to spread the word, not only to the biking community, but anybody else that will listen, especially our politicians here in Texas and beyond. That's what I'm talking about. You got any comments you want to make on that, OG?
Yeah, isn't there some kind of a statement, or it's no, it wasn't a statement. I think it's printed out. Didn't that come out on Patrick's trial?
Yes.
The first one where they state on this document that's printed from the gang database that this cannot be used as evidence.
Yeah.
Or some such thing like that. I mean, what they're doing is they're disavowing the fact that anyone and everyone in the criminal database, criminal gang database, is not necessarily guilty of anything.
Yeah.
Which makes the whole thing totally ludicrous.
Exactly. Why?
And
OG, why is the trial still going on?
well, it absolutely reinforces the fact that there needs to be some kind of a lawsuit filed over this whole thing to begin with. Because I'm telling you, if you can make that database go away, that's going to stop a whole lot
Yes.
of silly things going on
Yeah.
with law enforcement. There will be no motive, no advantage for them to be stopping and messing with anyone.
Yeah. Let me point out to people that the governor of Texas has taken government grants and has increased the database facilities in other places around the state. And only one's needed. We're talking about computer shit now.
Well, he also put out the word to DPS that he wanted more names in that database?
Oh yeah, but hey, that's gone to the wayside with the China virus. All of it. OG,
Well,
I
now,
can't
yeah.
see. I can't see how they have. I can't see how they have law enforcement officers sitting on their asses in some facility rather than out being. Guess what? Police officers, law investigators working on the stuff that's going on now, trying to save the country from these anarchists. And I don't give a damn if they're rioting in the streets, if they're in the colleges, if they're college professors. I don't give a damn who they are. But they need to understand who the frickin' enemy is, guys. It's not bikers. Bikers are not out doing this shit. Hell, all they want to do is go get a beer and have a meeting about political stuff that concerns them.
Or maybe have a chili cook-off.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the Texas Gang Database Assessment, what a piece of work that is. What a piece of work that is. They struggle. The one club that's in it that's mentioned the most, they struggle to even point out what crimes are committed. Oh, sure, there's some fights and other stuff that goes on, but it's far and few between. It's not like the crimes we see going on by the regular public on a daily basis, everybody. It's not anything like that. But yet we're vilified, bikers are vilified to no end. So it's okay to do it. It's okay to do it. And meanwhile, you're letting the country be ransacked. And you know, OG, the more all that goes on, the worse it's going to get. In my opinion. But this is where we're at. We've got to work to eliminate not only the bad apples with law enforcement, but the bad apples within the court. And let me tell you, it's worse. It is the worst of the worst. I promise you. I promise you. You need to take a look at the people you're electing to put in these judgeships. You need to take a look at these people that you're electing as prosecutors. And I mean both ways. The ones that are going to just let hardened criminals go, and the ones that are going to try and send innocent people to jail just so they can get another notch in their belt. So that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at with that. We're soon, screw the coronavirus. We're going to go and try and find if any of these people are at home and knock on the damn doors. I've sent letters to the Inspector General of the Department of Public Safety, and that's who's in charge of all this crap in Texas. I'm going to send one or two more, and then I'm going to go knock on the damn door.
Never been answered.
Yeah. Won't even answer us. Won't even answer us. And that letter is posted in TexasBikerRadio.org. If you care to look it up. But OG, let's move on to our main topic for tonight. Not as if what we just talked about isn't important, because it surely is. It surely is. But let's talk about bikers that are living under the socialist rule, or should we say that are living in communist countries, socialist/communist, whatever you want to call it. And as I posted today underneath our video description, it's not pretty. But whenever you're talking about bikers that live in socialist countries, it's not Russia or China that pops into mind first. It's not them. It's Queensland, Australia, guys. Now, depending on where you go, and you look it up, it'll tell you, it may say that, Australian government's a monarchy. But then again, you find the ones that say that Australia is a democratic socialist country. It has been for the last 100 odd years. The Socialist Alliance is a socialist political party in Australia with branches in all the states and territories. It claims to be the largest party on the Australian left. Let me point out right now, OG, those consorting laws that they were trying to implement years back, that the bikies were pushing back on, the people on the left, the socialists, haven't forgot about it. They want to implement those consorting laws. They are just one election away from all this happening again. Right now, the conservatives are in charge, and our courts are holding this off. But like all socialists, they don't stop. They keep trying. They keep pushing. They keep trying to have their way. They're pretty close to this stuff coming back again. And let me say this, OG, those consorting laws consisted of stuff like you can go to jail with 3 people or more talking together Of course, you may have been talking about the flavors of ice cream, but if you're seeing consorting with other of the listed clubs, 1% clubs, I guess you'd say, you can be taken to jail with no due process for a year, for a frickin' year. People were banned from their clubhouses. People couldn't ride together in more than 3, and then you had to be separated. The list runs on and on and on, and you know, when we've written about this, we've made videos about this. It is frightening. It is frightening to what these people can do when you have a rogue government, rogue prosecutors, and rogue law enforcement. Just think of having all three. Just think of having all three, including a prime minister, the government, and the courts. That's what we would see here, I do believe, OG, in a heartbeat, if the worst was to happen on November 3rd.
They're definitely working towards it on every angle that they can.
Yeah.
With our First Amendment rights, now our Second Amendment rights with that lawsuit that's been filed in New York. It's all coming to bear.
Yeah. And you know, OG, some of our laws, not only here in Texas, but across the nation, mimic those laws that we see going on in Queensland. There's a lot of them that are really close to being worded the same way. I don't know who has plagiarized who, or who's given who ideas, but man, just think if they had all the branches of government at their disposal. And of course, I know, OG, right now, here in this country, they're beating up on law enforcement. They are beating up on them. But eventually, they will turn around and they will use these same people they're beating up on to enforce these draconian methods and laws. That's what's happened in Queensland, and that's what will happen here in short order, brothers, in short order. Understand, everybody. Understand. Your vote is so freaking important, whether you think it's your civic duty or not. But wow. But OG, you know, you get to thinking about people that are living under these socialist regimes. And Russia comes to mind. Of course, the big daddies over there are the night wolves. Yeah. You know, OG, there's the night wolves, and then there's everybody else. The night wolves who are close to Vladimir Putin, rootin' tootin' Putin, and you know he runs out there and jumps on a trike and takes a ride with them and everything else. You know, hey, look, I have no doubt that the Russian youth think he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Matter of fact, I know that's true. I've read about it. But understand, like I said, there's the Wolverines and everybody else. They have Cossacks and they have other groups over there. And most of them stay away from the political scene because it's not healthy for them. Because the Wolverines are used to enforce certain things that go on in Russia. They're very political. So the rest of the MCs over there say, "Hey, we don't talk politics. We don't don't talk about religion." Said we're more concerned with the freedom motorcycles bring. That's their official statement. And of course, the Night Wolves have been awarded a patch of land because the Russian government wanted to build a new parliament there where their clubhouse is at. Of course, the Night Wolves have 20 years invested in that, but hey, look, so they're giving them a parcel of land. But what we understand right now, that's on hold and under review. I guess because the Night Wolves president, the surgeon, can he catch his name? He said that maybe they gave that away too cheap. Maybe they gave it away too cheap. Just saying, guys. Just saying. You know, there are not as many motorcycle clubs in Russia as we think. Now, I did find that out. They said there's not as many as they claim there is, and there's not as many as we would like. But, yeah, I gotta have a swig too, geezer. I'm getting dry, OG.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got people correcting me there on the chat line. I'll handle that later on. Said Kremlin is not socialist. Okay, so they're communists. Whatever they are. I know this much. Well, let's move on to... Go ahead.
They would be what you would refer to as a socialist, communist country.
Yeah. Well, I do know this much, OG. The only thing that saved them is oil and gas. They've got oil and gas big time, and hey, it's allowing them to revitalize all their infrastructure. Something we're not doing as we battle each other over race. Just saying. Just a comment. Okay. China. Now, our research didn't identify any dominant MC in China. There's not a dominant. And let me tell you guys right now, the Chinese have exported the China virus to us. But what have we in turn exported to them? OG, you want to say it?
What we've exported?
Exported to China.
Well,
Jobs and info.
No, hell no. We just talked about it the other day. We have sent to them the Sons of Anarchy and influenced them.
oh,
And we
that's
have,
right. I forgot about that.
yeah. So we have imported the Sons of Anarchy and the MCs in China. They explain they do away with the bad stuff they see on the Sons of Anarchy, the Hells Angels.
The Asian cultures do have a real fascination with Western culture.
Yeah, they really do. So they said they do away with the angels type things, drugs, guns, these kind of gang activities. We don't copy this, they say. This is a socialist country. We can't do that. We can't do that. It says, unfortunately for China's biker clubs, not everyone sees their pastime as innocent. Uh-oh. Who would that be? The government? Motorcycle clubs are commonly regarded as dangerous, hazardous, and indecent in China, partly due to their alternative appearance and lifestyle, says a motorbike forum founder. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. And it says motorcycles are restricted or even outright banned in a number of cities and are prohibited on motorways in many provinces. And you can read this whole article at texasbikerradio.org. I mean, think about it, guys. With socialism at our door in this election cycle, we should be aware of the consequences and what it would mean to our community. These are grave consequences, everybody. OG is with the American bikers. You know, it's like I said the other day, you cannot put freedom back in a bottle. You just can't do it. No matter how much all these people want to try. It's not going to happen in this country. It's not going to happen. You know, like we saw the law in this country, in many cities across the country, fold like a cheap suit. But you know, one community is not going to fold. It's going to be our community. We're not going to fold. When it comes to our doorstep, we're going to be fighting back. We're going to be fighting back. I do believe that. Oh, do you want to make any comments there?
Well, if we don't fight back, you may as well just give it up now. Because I'm telling you, they're coming for us.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for decades, and now they're implementing the last phase of their total plan.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
Yeah. But, you guys, hey, look, that's what we found out. That's what we read about. That's what we researched. Yeah, China's kind of interesting. That whole article is kind of interesting. There's not that many to find on it because their numbers are so low. Motorcycles in China, especially foreign motorcycles like Harley Davidson, are very, very expensive. Even used ones are very expensive. Well, hell, they're expensive here. But we'll see the influence we have on that culture. But we're not going to be able to further that influence by letting them steal from us, cheat us, that kind of stuff. We're going to have to find other ways to do that and understand that their communications are watched every day. There's surveillance of them going on every day in every way. Just like there is with us, OG, but I can't see that any of it's working. Especially that damn thing we paid $4 billion up there in Utah. I don't see that it stops anything. Any horror. They should have known about this stuff that was coming these riots. They should have been able to thwart that. I'm just saying, guys. Just saying. But oh, gee, Geezer found out something interesting today. Geezer, you want to talk about that? He's talking about education.
Oh, about the teacher.
Yeah.
About the teacher. He was on, what is it, Twitter and some other online message things, and he's worried about parents eavesdropping. That's the way he put it too. He's worried about parents eavesdropping on their children's classes if they continue to do them online. And he's worried about them not agreeing with some of their class plans that they have for them, which includes talking about gender fluidity and various and sundry other things.
They should be concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the perfect opportunity for parents to get these links and look at what's being taught in these classrooms. Maybe they'll change their ways and stop the indoctrination. I think this is a good thing, and you need to pay attention to what's happening in your child's education. This is for everybody. And yeah, bikers have kids, everybody. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I'm just worried that a lot of parents, though, they're not going to care about what their children are learning.
Well, that's the big part of the problem. There's either parents that don't care or parents that are not there. Period. And you know, that's nothing new. Oh, gee, my parents weren't there. Oh, yeah, they tried to get me to do this, tried to get me. I had my own mind. I basically educated myself, kind of like what's going on right now. These kids, the teachers, if the teachers will tell you the truth, they'll tell you these kids in the classroom have no respect for any kind of authority, including them. Including them. So they're teaching themselves with each other's line of bullshit. And of course, if they're lucky enough to get to college, which many do, even though they don't belong there, well, they get a
Then they
go ahead.
then they get some wink out degree.
Yeah.
That that serves absolutely no purpose.
Yeah. Or they get a degree in hating themselves and their parents and anybody that's white. Now somebody pointed out today on one of the shows that, hey, look, we got two old white guys running for president. We got white guys everywhere that are in Congress and every place else. That's not a reflection of America. We need black people or people of color, regardless of whether they're qualified or not. Just throw them in there. Well, we've already seen the results of that. Oh, gee, I forgot the name of the black politician that said the island of Guam, if it got too many people on it, it was going to tip over. Now that is a fucking rocket scientist, man. But he's not the only one. He's not the only one. Now, I don't want to pick on it. There's white people that do that too. There's no shortage of morons, no matter what ethnic group you're looking at. There is no shortage of them. So, and our colleges are proving it. Are proving it. So,
How many times have I said the gene pool needs to be drained?
yeah, right. So, we have all this stuff going on out there. Now, I mean, it's just maddening. Maddening. But now we've got a prosecutor to aim at that's running, to me, she's running for the presidency. She's not running as VP. Joe Biden's not going to last 6 months before they sideline him. Now, whether she's running the show or whether she's made some deal with somebody, which I don't doubt, or maybe she'll just get full of herself and decide to try and take over. What a battle that'll be. But understand, if Biden and she wins, man, we got a rough road, buddy. We got a rough road. Not only as bikers, but as a country. Go ahead.
That is one scary proposition.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But everybody, I would like to say to you, we are Sons of Liberty Riders MC. We defend the Constitution and those who've had their constitutional rights violated. That's how we show up when people like Patrick and others, and it really doesn't matter what club you're in, or even if you're in a club. If we find out about it, we try and get on top of it. Just like over here in Fort Worth, Texas, near the stockyards, where the police department, actually it was the DPS that put out a hype BS story that a motorcycle was coming to town, a motorcycle club was coming to town, 700 strong, going to take over the stockyards. Was none of it true. Well, there was a club that came to town, 30, 40 of them. But they were on their best behavior because they knew the law was watching them. We've yet to see a motorcycle club not comply. And when we were in a place of business, and a motorcycle club appeared. And then here came the police, the SWAT team, a special response team, comes and says, "Hands up." Arrested 2 of their bikers for criminal carry, 2 prospects. And then said, if you make any mistake at all, fail to give a turn signal, fail to stop at a stop sign, we're going to take you to jail. This is our town. This is our town. Even though the bikers were from Missouri, where our state has an agreement to abide by their laws when it comes to carrying a firearm. They arrested them, took them to jail, took their weapons. Now we never did find out the results of that. But if they care to tell us, they'll tell us when the time's right. But OG, I think we're at the end of our time, our allotted time. Got any final thoughts?
Stay healthy. try not to be too frickin' bored, and let's be talking it up with people about what the hell are we going to do
Yeah.
if Biden wins.
Yeah.
Let's have a plan B.
That's right. Buy more ammo, everybody. Buy more ammo. Geezer,
Guns.
any final thoughts, Geezer?
Thank everybody for listening.
There you go. Subscribe to our channel. Help us spread the word. It's not all about us. It's about everybody. I guess it is about us. You guys on the chat line, thank you. We love you. We're proud to have your support. Good evening, everybody, and ride safe. Ride safe. Bye-bye.
Good night.